ESF Community Grants is a small grants programme co-financed by the Skills Funding Agency, and it's all about not-for-profit groups accessing small amounts of funding to provide informal learning opportunities for people who are unemployed and will be considered hard to reach by mainstream providers. The East Midlands, our programme it's a regional programme, so it's the East Midlands, so it's the 5 counties of the East Midlands, and we've kind of subdivided the budget up to try and get projects across the whole region. And the grants are awarded on a competitive basis, so the selection panels review the applications and then they make their funding decisions, and they're looking for really targeted, focused proposals that offer good value for money, and they're also looking for things that are new ways of engaging people and effective ways, and things that are perhaps a little bit different from what might normally be happening with mainstream funding. And I think something that's really quite crucial about this programme as well is that our selection panels, they're all independently convened, and they're people from public sector agencies and the voluntary sector, people with a lot of local knowledge. But we like them to sort of be prepared to take a bit of a risk and look for something that's a bit different and the sorts of things, new groups, new activities that perhaps aren't generally funded, to try and see if we can find that gem, something that's going to make a real difference in the region. The signing network supported under the 3rd application round of the programme, and I think it really stood out to the selection panel because it was a proposal that was focused on such a specific community, the deaf and hard of hearing community, and because as well we've been trying to align the programme with the Get Britain Working initiative, and obviously this project, the activity was all about establishing the work club, so that fitted very well. But I think one of the other key things that the selection panel picked up on was that the employment advice was going to be provided by an advisor who was himself deaf, and therefore was really going to be able to understand and empathise with the barriers that the participants were going to be facing. And I think that's one of the things about grassroots provision that really stands out, because quite often the people who are providing the support are from that target community and have that understanding, and that just makes it work more effectively. I wasn't really quite sure what to expect when I came out to visit the Signing Network project. I was very interested to see how the work club was working, and I did try and sort of gen up on a bit of British Sign Language and discovered I was quite rubbish at it. But the thing is, I think a lot of the projects that we support, obviously they're there to help move people close to the labour market and trying to overcome the barriers that they face. So that might be quite simple things like lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, perhaps a lack of awareness of their existing skills, as well as needing some new skills, and also things like not having access to or awareness of use of computers for job searching. And I think for the deaf and hard of hearing community, they've got all those barriers, but then they've got this extra one on top, which is sort of the lack of understanding amongst employers, who often just feel that there's a health and safety issue with employing somebody who's deaf or hard of hearing, and they're really struggling just to even get to interview stage. So when I came along and I was sat, obviously the group of people who were using the work club, and then there's the interpreters there as well, and I heard, I think it was Marilyn on the phone, and she was talking to somebody from a recruitment agency actually, trying to encourage them to sort of sign up some of the participants. And she was sort of using her understanding and her knowledge and experience of it all, sort of explain that with just sort of small considerations and adaptations, it's relatively simple for a deaf person to be able to work in a hearing environment. And obviously DWP have funding available as well to help that transition. And it's just that understanding being shared with employers obviously is such a crucial part of this project. But also as well, we recognise, and I think from the other work clubs we've supported, that actually people being able to network with a group of individuals, to know that they're not alone in their job search. And obviously for the deaf and hard of hearing community, actually a work club where their language, their primary language, British Sign Language, is the one being used. And I think Wayne said to me when I came that they turn their voices off. So nobody's speaking, everything is being done with sign language, and that is just so important, and obviously not happening with other mainstream provision. The Signing Network's first project has been so well received that they've actually been successful in being awarded 2 more grants. One to continue the Deaf to Work Club in Leicester, and then one to replicate the project in Derby. There had been an existing work club in Derby for deaf people being run out of the Arboretum community project, and they've now teamed up with that organisation to sort of re-establish that work club. And the Arboretum community project are another sort of deaf-led, deaf-friendly organisation. and it's in the centre of Derby, so that should be a really interesting project. I'm looking forward to that getting underway. And also Signing Network as an organisation has received some additional funding alongside the grant from our capacity building pot, and they're currently working with a Picasso mentor to look at certain elements of that quality standard. And we're also funding some staff training and some additional equipment for the group, to just to help hopefully make the provision more sustainable for them.